had a wonderful time. But it's an exciting moment too, and the research councils are setting up offices in Beijing. As you know, I'm a scientist, and I look forward in the future to really helping science around the world, and particularly in China, to make advances that are necessary in the future. For one example of past miracles, it's really penicillin. And in fact, it's hard today to realize just how important it was. This is a young girl in 1942 who had blood poisoning. She would have died if there had been no penicillin. But in fact, in 3 weeks later, she was cured. The problems that we now know is that penicillin is losing its power, and we must make sure that in the future we don't go back to that situation. China, working with other people, young people in China, young scientists, I'm sure will solve that future problem. I'm involved with nanotechnology, and in fact it's architecture in the nanoscale world. And I'm now in the States, but I'm still heavily involved with research in the UK. People like Max Perutz developed an understanding of hemoglobin, molecular machines, and nanotechnology is basically an understanding of molecules that do things, molecular devices. Now, if we want to go back and try and understand where nanotechnology is at the present time, it's self-assembly. We can use self-assembly techniques to make two-dimensional and three-dimensional structures. And that's a massive problem. If we can do this, we'll be able to make supercomputers in your wristwatches and buildings that won't fall down in earthquakes. That's an exciting possibility. But science really is international. And I like to show this picture because these are some of my co-workers. They're from Spain, from the UK, from Ireland, from Syria, from Holland, from Taiwan, from Mexico, and from India. This is Yuan Liu, one of the wonderful scientists who helped us make the Nobel Prize-winning discovery. She was from China. On this picture, I show Ji Zhengjin and Baohe Chang, both of whom were members of the group at the University of Sussex. But also on that particular image, we see students and research workers from Ireland, from Ghana, and from Kuwait, as well as from the UK. Martin Mein from France, Wen Quansu from Taiwan, Ray Whitby from the UK, Yan Qizhu from China, Steve Acker from Ghana, and Paul Watts from Ireland. Science is international, and it's wonderful that we are working in the UK with China to actually create a global citizenship approach to the future. Science can weld people all over the world together in a common sort of aim, and that is for humanitarian contributions of science and also for sustainability issues, the things that we really are concerned with at the present time. Not only have we got problems in working together, international issues, but we also need to work together to try to solve the problem of survival in the future. It's fantastic also that science is a sort of an international sort of culture. And I'd like to talk a little bit about language. These are three monkeys. And as you well know, as you may recognize, they're in Japan. And the Japanese used kanji, Chinese characters, to describe this. Misaru, Kikasaru, and Iwasaru. And it's wonderful that there is a double meaning, that saru means monkey. But some of you will be able to read this, because in Chinese there is an equivalent saying. So these ideas are international. Now, I can't read this, but I can read two things. It's those two symbols. Yes, it's yen yen. Now, my name, Kroto, in Japan, is written like this, Kro-to. And in Chinese, it's xian yan. In Japan, it means expert or professional. But in China, I really like it, because someone said, it means this man knows so much, you will never know how much this man knows. So, differences in culture and languages. I'm involved also in a GEOSET program. This is the way we're coming to you right now. GEOSET is an initiative from here where people in Cambridge, and Sheffield in the UK, and Florida State in the States, and in Japan are working together for global educational outreach, using the internet for educational purposes. We're using capture station technology, the technology whereby I'm coming to you at this present time. And I think it's going to be the way of the future. I'm excited about the way that the UK and China are working together for research, and I hope to be able to participate. If I can't come myself, I'm going to come by the internet. Good luck.